Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my channel QA Pulse, where quality meets precision. Today I'm going to talk about another black box testing technique, which is decision table testing. Just imagine there is a customer who is sitting in a cafe and he's looking so confused. He is unable to decide whether to order coffee or tea. At that moment, a barista came wearing a superhero cape and offer a decision table to him, and which saves his day. So, welcome to this tutorial on decision table testing, the superhero of test design techniques. Decision tables are perfect for figuring out all possible outcomes in complex scenarios. Like, for example, if the weather is sunny, then you have to wear sunglasses. And if the weather is rainy, you have to take an umbrella. Or by organizing these combinations, you ensure that no scenario is overlooked, and it's like a testing checklist but smarter and more visual. Okay, now there are three key components of decision table: conditions, actions, and rules. So, conditions are the inputs or factors that serve as the basis for decision making. They represent the if part of a rule. For example, in a business context, a condition could be if the inventory level is below the minimum threshold. And actions, these are the outcomes on or decisions that follow when certain conditions are met. They represent the then part of a rule. For example, then reorders stock. If the inventory level is below the minimum threshold, then reorder stock. So it could be an action in response to the inventory condition mentioned above. So they are like that one friend who's always ready to jump into action. Oh, it's raining, grab an umbrella. Now comes the third key component, which is rules. They are the wise mediators who connect the two. A rule ties specific conditions to specific actions. For example, if the inventory level is below the minimum threshold, then reorder stock is a rule. Like if the alarm clock rings, wake up. So, in essence, conditions set the stage, actions dictate what happens next, and rules connect the two in a structured and actionable framework. Okay, guys, let me give you a real example and we will create a decision table step by step. Take an example of an ATM machine, and what could be the first of all, we will start by listing all inputs or factors that affect the outcome. For example, in an ATM system, conditions might include correct pin, sufficient funds. You can also include any other condition. I have just given you the example. Next, list all possible outcomes. For the ATM systems, actions could include dispense cash or display error, or you can also include lock account. Okay, now you will combine the conditions and actions into a table. Each row represents a specific scenario. Okay, let's consider scenario 1. If the user enters the correct PIN, like the first condition is yes, and has sufficient funds. Second condition also goes yes, so the action is to dispense cash. Um, for example, if a user enters PIN 1234 and wants to withdraw $50 from an account with $100, so it is a success. Now let's consider another scenario. If the user enters the correct PIN, condition 1 is yes but has insufficient funds. Condition 2 will become no. So the action is display an error. For example, if user tries to withdraw $150 from an account with $100, so the error will appear that the funds are insufficient. And now comes scenario 3. If the user enters the wrong PIN, the ATM doesn't bother checking funds, right? And the action is to lock the account for security. For example, user enters the wrong PIN 3 times, so account is locked. Okay, now let me give you another example of an e-commerce website. Let's create a table for e-commerce website step by step. The conditions can be user should be logged in, or the item should be in stock, and the payment should be successful. And what can be the actions of these conditions? It can be like place order, display error, and prompt login. So let's create the scenarios. For example, if the user is logged in and the item is in the stock and the payment is successful, then the the e-commerce platform places the order successfully. For example, a user buys a phone and everything checks out, the order is confirmed. Let's talk about another scenario. The user is logged in and the item is in stock, but the payment fails. So the system displays an error message. For example, payment failed, please try again. User tries to pay with an expired credit. For example, if the user tries to pay with an expired credit card, so this can happen. Now take another scenario. For example, the user is not logged in, so that this system does not bother to check stock or payment. Okay, and the it prompts the user to log in before proceeding. For example, a guest users uh, guest user comes, and so it sees the, for example, a guest user sees, please log in to place your order. Okay, now let's talk about the benefits of decision tables testing. Why should we use decision tables? uh, the first benefit is comprehensive coverage. Decision tables systematically represent all possible combinations of inputs and their corresponding outputs. So, this ensures that no scenario is overlooked, resulting in thorough test coverage across the system. Okay, by organizing complex conditions and their outcomes into a structured format, decision tables simplify the testing process. They make the logic behind decision making transparent and easy to use, reducing ambiguity and improving communication among team members. The structured number of decision tables helps identify missing or incorrect requirements, overlooked edge cases, or inconsistencies early in the development lifecycle. This minimizes costly corrections later in the project. Okay guys, I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and happy testing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials. See you next time. Take care.